Our FAST lab is the Food and Addiction Science and Treatment Lab. And it's really designed to understand how certain highly ultra-processed foods are triggering the mechanisms of addiction in a way that's really hooking many consumers. And one of our most powerful tools to do that is our simulated fast food restaurant lab, where we can bring people into those really tempting environments to really understand in a real world way how that might be triggering behaviors, biology, and psychology that are keeping people stuck in this unhealthy cycle of food intake. We've set up not just the tables and the menu displays, but it was important for us to have this connected to an actual kitchen where my research staff and my undergrads are making foods like milkshakes and French fries and cheeseburgers, but also healthier options so we can see how that plays out. So many times people go in, okay, I'm gonna stop, I'm gonna get the healthier option, I'm gonna get the salad or just the small. The smells, the colors, the visuals of that fast food restaurant, it really undermines their health goals and sets them up to crave. So we designed this lab to really mimic that environment and measure their responses, their thoughts, their feelings, their urges, their behaviors. The field is really focusing on ultra-processed foods. And so how might you know what an ultra-processed food is? Well, it's a food that is often made with industrial ingredients that a home cook wouldn't have, and it's broken the food down so you can't even see any whole food left in it. Our most commonly consumed ultra-processed foods are things like fast food sandwiches, sodas, savory snacks like French fries, and baked goods like cookies and milkshakes. Unfortunately, ultra-processed foods are now the major source of calories in America, and they take up the majority of what both adults and children consume in America, which is a huge outlier compared to other countries that are much healthier, that have much less ultra-processed food in their environment. Our goal is to do research and science that informs the real world, that helps us understand why are Americans and people around the world struggling so much with the temptation of these ultra-processed foods, even as the knowledge base is becoming so clear that they're really harming not just our physical health, but also our mental health. We find for people who are experiencing addictive patterns of ultra-processed food intake, their experience has been kind of discounted. Oh, it's just an issue of willpower. Well, we now know that our brains are really competing with a multi-trillion-dollar industry that's spending a lot of research and development trying to figure out how to make their products as irresistible as possible. And they've done a pretty good job, but we're the people who are paying the cost for that. And so there's absolutely ways we can turn back the tide. And part of that is also subsidizing and making real food affordable. I would love to tax some of those windfall profits of some of those biggest companies that are really, raking in money hand over fist to turn back the prices on our real staple foods, our fruits, our veggies, our chicken, our eggs, our milk. So we want to help people who are maybe then motivated from participating in the study and want to make change, to give them resources and education on that, where that is the goal of the study. We are changing people's dietary patterns.